r/AskReddit. What's your biggest, non-sexual, fantasy? Move to Ireland and live on one of those gorgeous country landscape, away from society. Like the opening scene from Father Ted. Feck off. I hear you're a racist now, father. What's the official line the church is taking? It's just I'm quite busy and won't be able to devote myself fully to the old racism. Sometimes, I imagine being able to get my own cozy apartment and do things like raising cats, cooking, and sewing. I could try new things like gardening as well. Just a quiet, peaceful life without stress or worries. Mine is in a similar vein. Quiet, peaceful life, even the sewing, cooking, and critters is on point for me. I take my fantasy a little further. I live in the country in a small house with a lot of natural light and with no one around, and I can hear birds in the morning and silence instead of cars. Here to the coziest of fantasies. Same. Move away from the big city I grew up in and have a simple life. I'd have like 10 dogs. A garden that I am consistently trying to keep alive. Annoying my so with all my DIY projects. Reading books outside on a hammock. Getting baked and baking desserts. The worst thing I have to deal with is who is doing the dishes that night and folding laundry. That's the life. I don't care about being mega rich. But to live comfortably, financially, in a cozy house with lots of animals and a job I love is a dream of mine. Same. Financial freedom is my ultimate goal in life. Whatever the number is, I want to earn enough money so that I can wake up every morning and do whatever the fuck I want to do without answering to anyone. To run and dance naked under the sprinklers at a big broccoli farm. This is oddly specific. Edit. My top comment of all time is about dancing naked under broccoli sprinklers. Thanks, guys. Not specific enough. Can't tell if the farm is big that grows average-sized broccoli or if the broccoli is big on a reasonably sized farm. I was thinking the same thing. I need answers. When I'm in the shower, I like to imagine what it would be like to be famous and interviewed by Oprah. Oprah would ask if I always thought I would be famous, and I would answer that I would stand in my shower thinking if I was ever famous I would be interviewed by Oprah. I get stuck in this thought loop until the water turns cold. It's 40 minutes later and I haven't scrubbed myself yet. Oh my god. I have that exact same problem when I shower, except I imagine having a conversation with someone, then telling them that I predicted we would have this conversation. Then I imagine telling them that I imagine telling them about thinking of the conversation in the shower, and how I imagine telling them about that. And then I get stuck in a loop until I snap out of it. Does this have a name? Possibly maladaptive daydreaming. That term has different specific criteria, but I think this falls under it. This is also a typical narcissistic fantasy, being interviewed or just having conversations with people, period. It's something people who are craving social contact / simply didn't have enough growing up do to compensate. I empathize with you and the other PPL who replied to this post. Been maladaptive daydreaming / having imaginary conversations since I was a kid. Hope this was helpful. Much love. To be yearned for. I love the verb yearn. Have you ever yearned, Jerry? I crave. I crave all the time, constant craving. But I haven't yearned. You double yearn the chip. I can travel back in time to when I was in like 2nd grade and try my life over again knowing what I know now. It always starts with me telling my parents to buy stock in Apple, LOL. You should also invest your $5 allowance in Bitcoin. I would travel back to 2011 when I was deployed and spending a lot of money on dumb shit, and instead take like $3,000 or $4,000 and buy Bitcoin. Sell in 2017 and I'm basically set for life. LOL. Sometime after the Bitcoin craze I was just thinking how I should have bought some earlier when I read about it on Reddit. And then on Reddit in some thread some users were talking about this coin called Ethereum. I just thought it was another coin among the thousands of other copycat coins that were trying to cash in on the crypto craze. At that time Ethereum was $30. In its high I think Ethereum reached $1,000. I had a second chance but just thought Bitcoin was the only thing worth the risk. Go to sleep and wake up refreshed. Live in my own house/apartment, which may not be huge but is not cramped. My job may not be my dream job, but it allows me to live relatively comfortably. I have friends who care about me. To love and be loved. Edit. I'm really surprised that so many people also dream about this really attainable life. Seems kinda sad that way, but I'm glad we all have something to live for, smiley face. I fantasize about these because I'm too young to date, going to college this year, haven't gotten a job, haven't moved out, etc. I do have friends who care about me and I want them to still be there in the future. I hope all of you find peace someday. And to those who have attained this already, thank you so much for giving me hope. I've got everything here except a lover. Nice bed and plenty of time to sleep, my own apartment, a job I enjoy that pays me well above what the average American makes, a few close friends who I can rely on. I still find myself yearning for something more, and I often think about dropping it all to try and start over somewhere else, thinking that would make me happier. Then I remember that happiness doesn't come from what we have. It comes from within. Deciding to be proud of ourselves and who we are. Deciding that we are worth fighting for and then acting on it. You could achieve every single thing you mentioned and still be miserable. I suggest you take some baby steps to improve yourself. Maybe find a healthy diet that you enjoy so it's not a chore to follow it. Maybe start working out in a way you enjoy. Hiking, swimming, sports, etc. Maybe look for ways to volunteer your time and help the community. All I'm trying to say is that you are worth it. When you start believing that and acting on it, your goals will come naturally. You need to decide to be happy first though. I am in NYC, I eat a slice of pizza from every pizza shop in the 5 boroughs. Every one. All in a single day. From this I have no ill effects and feel perfectly fine the next day, which is steak day. This is where I eat a steak from every steak restaurant in NYC. From this I have no ill effects and I'm ready to wake up to bagel day. This guy gets it? He just gets it? I'd absolutely love to be a magical warrior with mystical companions and familiars, a dragon, and living in a magical world with magical creatures. Biggest fantasy since 3rd grade. LOL. *edit I didn't expect this to blow up. Thank you all for all the replies. I'm sorry I couldn't upvote them all. Though I certainly tried. Yes, I do play D&D, smiley face. This is my fantasy as well. I used to sit in my room and stare out my window wishing a portal would open and my favorite characters from my favorite books would jump out of the portal and tell me that they needed my help. I'd pack the essentials, then jump through the portal with them that led me to their world and I'd never look back. I'm 32 now and I still fantasize about that sometimes. I'm a maladaptive daydreamer, so I've come with pretty much a whole universe in my head. There's a lot happening in it, so I don't feel like writing it down here unless you actually want to know about it. Alright, so since this blew a decent bit, I'll write as much as I can as simply as I can. Quick warning, I'm on mobile so formatting might be weird. The whole thing mostly revolves around one character, named Draco. He's from a race of elementals that live on a planet with 4 moons, one for each element: water, air, fire, earth. Each element has a special person called a Chaosser who is the most powerful person of each element. They have a combination of their main element and 2 more, both light and dark. When a Chaosser dies, all the remaining ones gain the element of the one that died. No more Chaossers are born until all 4 die. When one is left, they are insanely powerful as they possess all the elements and become the ultimate Chaosser. The main character in my stories, Draco, is the Air Chaosser. He becomes the ultimate Chaosser after wars between the various elements. They were fighting to try to get their Chaosser to be the ultimate Chaosser. Draco became the last air elemental in a battle against the water element. I never actually fleshed it out beyond that, and fled the planet. Many years later, and due to space-time being whack, he returns to the planet. It's only been a few decades for him, Elementals can live very long lives in my universe, but for the planet it's been centuries. The elementals have been taken over by some reptilian race, as over time they became less powerful. Draco in the other hand is extremely powerful, as thanks to how much time passed there, he outlived all the other Chaosers. At this point the elementals have all banded together and Draco leads them to try and take back over the planet. I haven't gotten past this part because I'm still trying to figure out where to go from here, and to figure out what the outcome will be. Either way, I do hope you all enjoyed reading this. Sorry if it's kinda messy, it's my first time actually writing this all out. Smiley face. Thanks for the kind response everyone. My inbox has never flooded like this before. I really appreciate it, and I love reading all your comments about your own experiences and stories. It's really fascinating, laughing face, for everyone comparing this to Atla. My universe wasn't inspired by it. I actually have never seen it. Write a book. Get rich. Profit. Tell us. Wow, you are still ducking here, like and subscribe for more.